Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Sean, I know something for sure today that I did not know yesterday.
What's up?
What's up, Drew? How are you doing this afternoon, my man? Let me see if you can guess what it is.
Know something today that you didn't know yesterday.
Yeah, well, I kind of knew yesterday, but now I know for sure.
That when you say there's only one thing that can beat you, it's going to beat you?
Yes, hockey hates me. No question about it. I think, Blackhawks are up 2-0. Oh, this one's in the bag. 2-1. Okay, Blackhawks. Okay, 2-2 overtime. All right, now I already know what's going to happen. Toronto's going to score, and it's the only way out. So I've been saying the last couple of days, I hate hockey. I'm done with hockey for the year. I know it's just starting. I'm going to wait until there's 10 days left. Then I look at it, I'm like, the Blackhawks, they're either going to respond or get smoked. And they play a good game, just good enough to lose by 1 goal. And I'm like,
As soon as you say there's only one way that can beat you, that's the way you should bet.
Well, I said it was a lock. Run out and put all your money on. I said you can go out and mortgage your house and buy a new one by betting Toronto.
Yeah, you know what's funny about it? I didn't check the hockey scores last night, and this morning I'm like, I didn't get any angry text or anything, so there's no way they only won by 1 goal, and there it was.
Oh, yes. Well, I wasn't angry because my soccer parlay hit.
Oh, there you go.
So I got 3 soccer teams right. I didn't get beat in the last minute, although it looked like Minnesota was going to upset upset that stupid soccer tie run there because they scored a goal like in the 90th minute and they were losing 2-0. So I'm like, all right. And then when they scored a goal like right around the 90th minute, I'm like, don't tell me. They're going to, at the very last play, Minnesota's going to kick that goal in and it's going to tie the game and blow up my parlay. But thankfully, that did not happen.
You know why you hit, right? I did look at your parlay and was like, maybe I should get in on soccer and just play Rich's parlay. And I didn't do it. I just decided to jinx the Braves. I didn't jinx you.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure you killed your own team. That's so fun to do.
Yeah,
and somehow Ja didn't score 25 and didn't sprain his ankle.
Yeah, he almost had a triple-double, but yeah, he didn't score.
But you didn't bet on that.
No.
He had 0 points at the end of the first quarter.
I know.
was like, what the hell?
I know.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And then he did get up. I think it was like 15 points in the third quarter, and I was like, all right, he has a shot, and then he finishes with 17. So
yeah, because they couldn't score.
No,
I don't know what Memphis was doing because I had the over in that spot. So I was 3-2 in the NBA, 0-1, 0-2, but 0-1 in hockey, and then 3-0 in soccer. So I was just kind of a crazy up and down day. But I was looking at them because I wanted Memphis to score because Portland did their part, right? They scored 116. They probably could have scored more, but they took the air out of the ball at the end of the game, so to speak. But I'm watching, and they're like 5 minutes in to the fourth quarter. I have a shot if both teams go over 30 points in the fourth quarter to get into that total. 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and Memphis has 1 point. 1. How the hell do you have 1? The Colts this weekend? Yeah, I think that's probably where are they playing, Sean? Are they playing in
it's in Indy, and Indy is actually a 2-point favorite right now.
Yeah, I feel like the Colts always get smoked by Tennessee though?
It's one way or the other. Yeah, I don't know which way. But
yeah, I mean they got a good decent running defense, the Colts do. I don't know that they're going to have Jimmy Garoppolo though on the other side, giving him the ball like twice during scoring drives. So I think, whoever wins that game is going to have to earn it. Obviously, to beat Tennessee, you're going to have to slow down Derrick Henry. And to beat the Arizona Cardinals, Sean, you're going to have to slow down the baseball player.
Yeah, Kyler Murray,
yes, indeed. So looking at that game tonight, Sean, Green Bay is getting 6 points. The number started to come down, or 6.5. You could take whatever you want. So if you like 6 in Green Bay, it's -110. If you like Arizona, you can take -6 for -110, or -6.5 for 109, Sean, or -103. I mean, there's a lot of different numbers out there. So do you have anything that you like in this game in terms of team versus team? And I know there's a lot of problems and injuries with the Cardinals. Devontae Adams is out because he's all COVIDed up. So it's going to be, 2 depleted squads facing off.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are missing Hopkins, but other than that, they're pretty good. Packers.
J.J. Watt's out too.
Oh, well, J.J. Watt, yeah.
He's usually out anyway by the 15th.
Yeah, I was going to say, and he's not done too much. It's just sucks for him. Finally got to a good team, and here he is again.
Well, he was on a good team when Houston was good. Hell, they were kicking the hell out of Kansas City, and then gave up a 38-point lead.
Yeah,
well, they should have, any kind of defense in that game, and they're in the Super Bowl instead of the
that's true.
Instead of the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Packers. Wide receivers. You're looking at Randall Cobb tonight.
Lazard's not bad, right? No, I think
Lazard's out too.
No, I don't really think it matters with him.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, no matter who he's got in, I think he's one of those quarterbacks like Brady that it doesn't matter who's playing wide receiver. You think about Wes Welker. He's an all-star, superstar. He goes off to play with Peyton Manning, and he's not good anymore. You have, the other guy, Edelman, who was okay without Brady. The guy is an all-pro. Maybe, some people talking about Hall of Famer with Brady. And I think with Rodgers, you could stick you and I out there. As long as we got a little bit of separation, the ball would be where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so also weird stat, since Devontae Adams has come into the league, they're 6-0 without him.
Yeah, good.
So that kind of proves your point there. I would lean Arizona here, but I'm not taking it either way because 6.5 is a little too much. I do have a player prop, though.
I think the Packers are going to be in this game from beginning to end. I don't know that Arizona is as good as everybody thinks they are. You look at their Pythagorean wins, there's not much separating the two, how many games they should have won and lost based upon their score totals and so forth. This game is going to be a very close game, in my opinion, Sean. I'm going to take, for 2 cents, what the hell? I'm going to take Green Bay. I'm going to take the 6.5 points. I'm going to make Arizona beat them by a touchdown. And I honestly would not be surprised if Green Bay wins this game outright. How about that?
No, that's not going to happen, but that helps you too. See,
you can put it on the board. Yes.
So what's that?
From Hawk Harrelson?
Minus 112, 6.5, right?
Yeah, I could take +6 for minus 105. I just feel like, you know what? The hook always feels good.
Yeah, I think you're good with the 6.5.
Now you're trying to jinx me the other way.
Well, no, I'm saying if I would.
You're trying to jinx me. You're trying to.
I would take the hook, like you said. I would definitely take the hook.
So the game is scheduled to go to 50.5. That is the total, Sean. Anything for you on the total?
There's nothing for me on the total. If I were to do anything, you might go over on Arizona or under on Green Bay, whatever you feel stronger on.
Yeah, the game is going to be, I have the score 25 for Arizona, 24 for Green Bay. Quick math says that's 49. 49 is a little bit under 50.5, but nowhere near enough for me to even consider playing the total there at all.
Yeah, so the only thing I have is I have a player prop, and it's because of the injuries. I am taking Aaron Jones over 46.5 yards receiving because there should be a lot of screens and passes to him tonight.
So you think that's what's going to happen there? A lot of screens and passes to him?
Yeah, and what really stinks is I believe it was like 35.5 earlier, and then a couple other guys got announced that they were out, and it jumped by like 10 or 11 yards.
Yeah, well, I think they're probably going to throw a lot of balls. Maybe the other guy, A.J. Dillon, he might be pretty solid too, because I imagine he'll get a little bit of extra playing time, maybe thrown in there in like a wide receiver type role.
And he's only like 8.5 yards. So if you do feel that, you only need one little good screen pass.
One good screen pass, yeah, and you're good to go. So you have the Cardinals by 73%, or more than 70 cents on the dollar is favoring the Cardinals. The tickets are split 50-50 down the line, Sean. So it looks like the so-called wise money is betting on the Cardinals. So I guess I'm the dumb money tonight, which is not always, that's usually the case. And then in terms of the over-under, most of the folks are on the under. 3/4 of the money is on the under, but almost 60% of the tickets are on the over. So most folks expect this game to go over, but the smart money says not so fast.
Yeah, and that would probably be the injuries and just, Arizona's going to be affected too without Hopkins. That opens, whether he's catching the ball or not, it opens up a lot of things for them. So,
yeah, I wonder about, player props too, because looking at it, I do a little bit of projection for like total yards and all that kind of stuff, Sean. And on the total offense, I have a game really even. I have a Green Bay generating a little bit more total, almost exactly the same in terms of total yards. Green Bay passing the ball for a few more yards, Arizona running the ball for a few more yards. I feel like if I were going to go anywhere, I'd probably lean towards James Conner scoring a touchdown because I feel like Arizona might be able to run the ball a little bit more effectively than the Green Bay Packers. And once they get inside the 20-yard line, then the other guy, God, I can't remember his name right now, Chase Edmonds comes out of the game, and Connor comes into the game to punch it in the end zone. So what's Connor scoring a touchdown?
I thought I saw it earlier at plus 145 on DraftKings. I'm on FanDuel currently, and it's plus 125. But I think it's somewhere about plus 140 on DraftKings.
Yeah, so I think that's a pretty good number. I think he's got a good shot. You get one of those pass interferences at the 1-yard line, he's going to get a chance to run it in, right?
Yeah,
and it seems like every game has those these days.
Yeah, and he's looked good with Arizona so far. He's definitely coming back to semi the form he was in Pittsburgh in his early years.
Yes, indeed. Well, the whole thing for that kid has always been stay healthy. Stay healthy, stay in the game. So they say the most important ability is availability, right?
And actually, I'm wrong. DraftKings is only plus 100, so FanDuel's got the better odds on this one, plus 125 for James Conner.
Yeah, so I think James Conner scores a touchdown tonight. I think there's I think it's 50-50 he scores a touchdown, Sean. So you're getting a little better than plus 50-50. So if you got a FanDuel account, head on over there. College football, your forte, not my favorite thing in the world. Troy versus Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is laying 17. They can be laying 170. And Sean's going to take Coastal Carolina.
No.
You're going to take Troy?
I'm going to take Troy plus 17.5 here.
What is wrong with you, man? You are bandwagon big time.
No, Troy's got a
bandwagon.
Troy's got a pressure defense too that could give Coastal Carolina a little bit of issue. I also think, they're going to be motivated because they lost, but it also kind of kills their sales here because they've wanted to go undefeated and argue like they had.
What team doesn't want to go undefeated?
Well, I know, but now they lost, so now you're going to get. You're not even going to get a great bowl anymore if you're Coastal Carolina. So
bandwagon.
I don't know. I'll take the points here.
So I have the game. Actually, I think Coastal Carolina is going to cover, Sean, but not by enough for me to take the bet. Just looking at the numbers, Coastal Carolina scores about 17 points more per game, and they give up about 5 less. You put the two together, that's 22 points. The line is 17. I think Coastal Carolina wins this game by about 3 touchdowns, but you go ahead and take Troy today, you bandwagon fan.
Why am I a bandwagon? No bandwagon to jump on Troy. Coastal Carolina is struggling.
Well, you're jumping off the bandwagon.
Yeah, I'm jumping off there, I guess.
The total is 50.5, 50 in this game, Sean. You can go as low as 46.5 if you want and go under 46.5 and get plus 130. I have the game coming in at exactly 46. No, I swear I got to come in at 43, Sean, and a half. So I got to, wow. You want that plus 130 at minus, at under 46.5?
No, I don't want to. That's too low. I even think 50 might be too low, but I don't feel confident on the over neither. So
yeah, I'm not going to play this game. All the numbers, they're too close to me. South Carolina, East Carolina, and South Florida in East Carolina. East Carolina was a winner for me last week, so I don't like to press my luck too often with the same team, especially in college football.
Yeah, this is one I think East Carolina's going to win, but 8.5 seemed like a lot.
It's up to 10 now, 9.5, 10.
I don't want to,
but you can get it as low as 6.5, Sean, if you want to bet East Carolina minus 6.5 for 180, or you can take 6.5 for plus 130 with South Florida.
No, I'm just doing my personal accounts, taking East Carolina, putting them on parlays, but I don't feel comfortable giving up that amount of points.
So looking at this game, East Carolina scores about 3 more points per game than South Florida. That's 3. And then scores their defense lets up about 6 less points. So that's 9. That line is just about perfect, Sean, in my opinion. That's not really how I do it, but that's part of how I factor things in.
Blake wants to make his early Sunday pick here, and I hate doing this because I'm not an Eagles fan, but he wants the Eagles.
The Eagles? All right, Blake. Go Eagles. They stink. I hate the Eagles. Cowboys fan. Get that kid off the TV. All right, Sean. So you're not going to do anything in that game?
No. Like I said, probably personal account, just throw East Carolina on the win. I think they win the game. I just don't know by how much. Yeah,
they probably win the game. I agree with you that they do win the game I figured out by about 9, right? That's what the weirdo math, the fuzzy math says. So let's take a look at what the bettors are doing if I can find these 2 games in here somewhere, Sean. So the money is on Coastal Carolina, 3/4 of the people are going to lay the 17.5 points. I mean, 3/4 of the money. They think the game is going to go under. And on the other side, they think South Florida is going to cover and the game is going to go under as well. So I guess most folks are expecting in the NFL and college football to be a light scoring night, Sean.
Yeah, and that's kind of dangerous on a Thursday night too. Usually there's more points.
Folks are excited under the lights. The only thing on TV for people to see. Absolutely. So you have the NBA is our next stop. Got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. It looks like tonight, starting off in your town, Philadelphia. The 76ers playing the Detroit Pistons. Sixers laying 10.5, whatever you like. Well, you might as well take the 10.5, or you can get 9.5 too, Sean. I got a feeling you like your Sixers at home because they're a different team in Philly at what used to be the Spectrum. I don't know what they play it now, but I spent many a day down in the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Sean.
Yeah, so they're not my Sixers. I'm actually a Thunder fan, which isn't any
What?
better. Yeah, well, I'm a Sonics fan. I grew up with Gary Payton, Sean Kemp.
Oh, my God.
I love the Sonics.
I always thought something was wrong with you. Now it's just OKC fan? Are you nuts?
Well, I was a Sonics fan, so they're the Thunder now. So, I mean, it's really more the Sonics with Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, all them. I mean, I love that team.
Are they on that team now or no?
No, they never.
I mean, the way you jump off and on bandwagons, you
no, I don't. I picked my teams when I was young, and I've kept them.
Mm-hmm.
So
except for Coastal Carolina, I mean, you're ready to put a ring on them now.
Okay.
You're like,
so now my college football team was Colorado because of Cordell Stewart, Michael Westbrook, Rashawn Salam. So now they stink too.
Yeah, they're all smoked up, man.
So
at least Rashawn Salam. But he passed away, right? Rest his soul.
Yes, he did. This is probably another parlay pick. I think the Sixers win. I'm just not sure about the 10 points.
You don't like the Sixers laying 10, huh? Let's see what the computer model says on that particular game, Sean. In that game, it says that Philadelphia wins by about, I have them winning by 16, but not. The simulator says they win by an average score of 113 to 97, but only about 69% of the time. Normally, I set my margin for error at 65% to 70%, so that a few more days down the line, once they got 10 to 15 games in the database, 69% will be enough for me to take a bet, but not just yet. But I'm definitely a heavy lean on Philadelphia, and I have the score coming in at 210 total. The total on that game, I think, is 212, so slightly under. Anything else for you on that spot, Sean?
No,
that's it. Yeah. So I'm not a big fan on that either. So let's look at the what the money is doing on that basketball game. So as far as the game is concerned, where are they at this game at? They don't have that one. How's that even? Did they play the game already? What the hell? How's that even possible?
No, it's 7:10 tip-off.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any money. Oh, there it is up there. I got to page up a little more. It looks like, well, the tickets are slightly favoring the Sixers. The money is definitely favoring the Pistons. And then the folks think the game is going to go over 217.5, Sean. And I'm on the other side. I think Philadelphia covers, and I think the game goes under. So, all right. Next up, Atlanta Hawks versus the Washington basketball team. What are they now? They used to be the Bullets, the capital.
No, the Wizards.
Washington Wizards. Oh my Lord, I'm getting too old, Sean. So Washington is getting 3 points, or 2.5 points. It's down to now at home against the Wizards. Last night I said if there's a road team with a plus line that you want a money line, I said it was Washington, and they won.
Yeah, I mean, they're really playing good. And what's funny about that is Bradley Beal's not scoring all that many points. He's 17, 20, 25. Last year he was scoring 35 and they were losing. So I think
maybe no Russ. Maybe no West Russ. Maybe he doesn't have to make up for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. I think Washington wins this game. I lean that way, but I'm going to actually go the under. Both teams are on back-to-back here. Both have I know Atlanta has a better under record. Also, I have this stat, and this would have helped you with the Portland one if I had this. Now with this whole foul thing and not calling the fouls and less fouls being called, if the total is 220 or above, unders are 31 and 14.
220 and above?
Yeah. So if the
total in this game is only it's 222.5, right?
Right. So it's above the 220. Mm-hmm. So 31 and 14, the unders are hitting 69%.
Well, that's so far.
Yeah. So I'm going to go under 223 here.
So you're going to go under 2. Well, you get 222 for minus 109. You might
Okay.
as well take that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I have the game coming in at 221, Sean. 112 to 109. The way 50-50 game, 50-50 on the over-under. There's no way on the planet I'm touching that, regardless of what those statistics say. No, thank you. I mean, I think I've hit on most of those overs too, because I've played a lot of overs and hit them as well. Next game is New York Knicks versus the Chicago Bulls here in Chirac. The Bulls are the 1 point, so it's basically a pick 'em, but the lines move to minus 1.5. You can get the Knicks +3 for minus 160 if you want, Sean, or the Bulls -3 for a plus 115. You're a big supporter of both teams so far this year.
Yeah. And the Bulls, I think the Bulls and Jazz are the only two teams that are still undefeated against the spread. And I think the Bulls keep that streak going. I will take them giving up, what, 1.5?
Yeah, it's up to 1.5. You can do minus a point for, minus 105. Yeah, so why don't you take that line instead?
What is it?
-1. So you're giving up a point for minus 105.
Yeah, that works. I think the difference, I mean, if this was in New York, I would think twice about it, but I saw this game and was actually expecting like maybe a 4 or 5 point spread. The fact that it's a toss-up like this, I like Chicago. Yeah,
I have the Bulls winning by 5. So score 110, 105. Again, this would be one that I would probably play in about a week or two from now, because it says 2/3 out of 1,000 simulated games, the Bulls would win 66 and cover. Well, they would cover 66% of the time, which basically means they would win 66% of the time. And I have the game going under about 54% of the time, but I'm not interested in doing either. Next up is Utah. That's another undefeated team against the spread, Sean. I have them winning by 14. Again, not inside. This one wouldn't be a play during the regular season, close 64% of the time. But I'm going to take the under. Notwithstanding your recent revelation, I have them coming in at 212, 82% of the time, the game going under the total in my simulation. So minus 222.5 for minus 108, Sean. I'm playing the under, although I worry about Utah, scoring 180 points by themselves.
Yeah, and I believe I looked at this earlier, and I don't think I have it up now, but I believe the Rockets are against the under and over. Every game they've been in, it has hit the under. So
that scares me.
Yeah, that scares you more. It should help your case.
No, I mean, it scared me because there's no absolutes, Sean.
Yeah, I know.
There's always that regression. They'll probably be by the end of the season, plus or minus a handful of games.
But
over.
Between the Rockets offense not being that good and the Jazz defense being really good, I think
that's why I'm worried about Utah scoring 180. Most of the money is backing the Jazz, laying the points, almost 90 cents on the dollar. And folks are betting the under as well. And the Knicks game, Sean, most people agree with you. They think the game is going to go over, however. 90% of the money is on the Bulls game going over, and a little more than 60 cents on the dollar favoring the Bulls. San Antonio going down to Dallas, the Battle of Texas, or going up to Dallas, I think, if I remember my Texas geography a little bit. San Antonio is getting 6.5 or 6, depending upon if you want to lay 6, if you want to take Dallas. What do you want to do here?
I don't want to do either, because these two teams, I feel like no matter what I do with these two teams, they do the opposite. Can you
take Dallas then?
Because you're taking San Antonio, huh?
I'm going to take San Antonio, and I'm going to take San Antonio, Sean, your style.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to take San Antonio money line plus 215. I have them winning this game outright.
Wow, and that's a $10 bet?
They're all $10 tonight, Sean.
Yep. Wow. So you usually don't take a 6-point underdog and money line them like that, so you must feel good about this one.
Well, so far, based upon the way they've played this year, and again, as I've said before, the data is incomplete at this point in time, but I do have a little bit of backfill from last year. You have all their offense and defensive numbers, and the way defenses they're playing, defending the 3, defending the 2, shooting the 3, shooting the 2, number of possessions, all that kind of good stuff. I feel like this will be a close game. I have actually San Antonio winning this game 119 to 108 based upon the way both teams have played so far this year. So I'm going to I'll take the plus 215, Sean. I think there's a plus 215 means there's about a 30% chance that San Antonio wins. I think it's much higher than that.
Yeah, not a bad play.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you. I'm glad you approve.
Yeah, that's all you need because I help you
Yes.
every time.
So as far as that game is concerned, most of the people are taking the San Antonio and the points and betting the over in that spot. If I look at the money line, it looks to me like, the money line is all over the Mavericks. Almost 100% of the money is on the Mavericks. That's funny. How did that probably last night, Sean, the big parlay that you did? It didn't work because Morant didn't get to 25.5.
Yeah, so I had the rebounds and assists I had, and the points for both players, Sabonis and Morant, they didn't even come close. Sabonis, I don't know what he was doing. I think
he was going to dominate.
7 or 8 points. I don't know. I mean, it was a blowout. It was ugly. It was.
You should ask about the soccer parlay there, Drew. Hey, did both of your guys score last night, Drew? And you're in your soccer, both teams to score? I think most teams last night. I think just about every team in the MLS scored last night. I don't think there were any zeros out there.
To answer Drew's other question, Wisconsin, Iowa under. Logically, that sounds right, but I've seen that. It's like 35.5 or 36. It's so low.
I was just reading I was just reading something about that what you're talking about, low numbers like that in Power 5 conferences almost never happen.
Yeah.
Because those Power 5, they got enough talent that there's usually some scoring. Yeah,
and I'm starting to, maybe this is more rich logic because you like those, 2 offensive teams, they go with that crazy number and you go under. It seems to me that does seem to work now where you get 2 offensive teams, the public overreacts and sets that total too high, they can't even reach it. And then you set 2 defensive, not good offensive teams so low that they can reach it. So it's almost like you got to do the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, to me, it's priced to perfection, right? Both teams have, when you get those 80-point, there are games that go over that number for sure, but it's just priced to perfection. Both teams have to play almost perfectly. You get one long drive and then a missed field goal, or you get a long drive and a fumble at the 1 yard line. That just kills the whole thing right there. And it only takes one drive to do it. Then you got to make up for it. And I've seen it happen so many times.
And the other way, Wisconsin, Iowa, they come out Saturday and it's 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. You're already in trouble because you only got 22 more points to go at 3 quarters. So I would leave it alone. Personally.
Means bank on it. Put all your money on it. You're going to score like 10 combined. All right. So Memphis and Golden State, Sean. I did it last night, and Memphis didn't do their part. Portland did their part. I think Memphis does their part tonight. I don't think they're going to be brutal on off. I don't think they'll score 1 point in 7 minutes like they did last night or 6 minutes. I think they'll score 2, which should be enough to get them over. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to buck your latest statistic trend there, and I'm going to take the over in that basketball game, and that number is, I think, 220.
228?
229 now. But 230 for me is like that break point. So I'm going to go over 229, Sean, minus 110. And what's Ja's point total tonight? I think
let me. So while you do that, I was going to actually go both ways on this, but I'm not going to go against you then. I was going to take the under, but
we'll take the under.
What I do like is I like Golden State giving up 5.5.
You like Golden State giving up 5.5. Let's see if that's a good bet or not, Sean.
So
go ahead. I have them winning by exactly 5.
This is only their second home game of the year. So, I mean, they were off to a good start, and they've mostly been playing on the road. Also, Memphis played last night. Golden State didn't.
These kids are young. Dude, I used to play sports every day for like hours and hours and hours.
We're talking different.
These are professional athletes. If John Morant, who's 24 years old, can't play 48 minutes of basketball, and he doesn't even play the entire damn game. If he can't play 48 minutes of basketball at a high level 2 nights in a row, what in the hell is he doing?
No, I agree, but then you got guys like Steven Adams and stuff like that. It will affect them a little bit.
I know those New Zealanders are different.
His total is actually higher, over 26.5.
1 point higher. I'm going to put $5 on him going over 26.5. Just in honor of you, Sean. Huh?
Yeah, you're just trying to rub it in now that he's
a little bit. If I could reach there and take the back of that yellow jacket and just kind of pull it over your head a little bit and put a little picture of Ja down there and be like, there you go, Sean.
Yellow jacket.
Orange. I'm colorblind. What do you want from me?
Red. You're colorblind. Red.
Dude, that is orange. Okay, what color is his jacket, everybody? Is it orange or red? That is not red. That is
It is red. It is red.
Yeah, that's red.
I don't know. Drew, come on. It's red. I don't know why it looks orange.
Nail for 5, and he's out for LeBron. Yeah, it's always his groin. My groin.
Well, now he's coaching, so I mean.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a great thing right there. All right, so that wraps up the hoops. Anything? So you're just going to take the Golden State. I have them winning by 5, Sean. So you're going to be sweating that one out at the end if the model is correct.
Yeah, and I have a heavy lean to the under. Like I said, I wasn't going to take it, but I don't
take
like taking
it.
I don't like taking both.
That way, one of us is right.
Okay, I got it. Under 228 or 229. You said I'll take it.
Yeah, 229. You can go under 233.5 for minus 112 for only 2 cents. So might as well do that.
What am I doing?
Minus 233. I mean, 233.5 under for minus 112 for 2 cents. You get 4.5 more points.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that, and then we can meet in the middle.
Both be right.
Yeah, over 229's at what? Minus 110.
Yeah. So if it comes in at 231, we both are winners.
Yep. There we go.
Yes, that'll be the first time we disagreed, but we were both right. That leaves one sport, my favorite sport, which hates me. I proved that without question last night, and that's the only game that could kill me. I'm not touching anything in hockey at all until about another week or 2 weeks, until I have more than 10 games of data to rely on. Because right now, if no matter what the computer says, the exact opposite happens. Except one game where I said rarely do you get that 2-goal differential, and the one game was a 2-goal differential, and Colorado blasted the Blackhawks.
Yeah. I got one, and I saw this yesterday, and I think the line came down a little bit. St. Louis is at home and plus value against a Colorado team that hasn't played like they were supposed to.
Colorado played last night, too, didn't they, against Vegas, or was that 2 nights ago?
And that might have been 2 nights ago, I believe. But I'll take St. Louis at home. I mean, they've been the hottest team so far. Colorado hasn't been all that great so far. Kind of confused by the line, to be honest. So I'll take.
So you're getting plus 115, Sean, on that spot, and let's see how the public agrees or disagrees with you in the NHL game. In that game, it says that I passed it. How do I always do these stupid things? When they wrote that line in. I didn't pass it. There's Coyotes, Penguins, Bruins, Avalanche Blues. There you go. So it looks like the money is over 70 cents on the dollar is taking the minus line. They're betting on the road dog, a road favorite, going away from the road home dog, Sean.
Wow, that's interesting. But I figured that because, like I said, the line's got me questioning it a little bit. But looks to me like St. Louis would be the bet. And that's why
Sean's all over St. Louis.
Yeah, everybody went the other way. They did the right thing.
They hacked your computer for sure, right? Lightning -1. You got the Lightning winning -1 against there. Come on, -1. They're 2. That's -220, 265. Or are you playing them exactly to win by 1? Is that what that is, or just that they're going to win by one or less? By 1 or more.
Yeah, I think if you're taking Tampa, you got to do the -1.5, and you're still getting like minus.
I don't even think you're going to get. I think most books are going to give you 2.5 now. No.
Well, it says FanDuel's got it -1.5 at -126.
Yeah, that's way too little value for me to even consider. So just running down the roster, if I were going to pick a team tonight, who would I take? I would probably lean towards. God, there's probably nobody I would take. I maybe Philadelphia out in Vancouver at plus 120. That may be the only one that I would think about, but he's just throwing it into parlay. Yeah, that makes sense because that just boosts your parlay at the end of the day. Any other final thoughts, Sean, before we roll up and out of here?
No, I think we covered it all. Tons of sports again. So.
Lots of sports. Run down your picks again, Sean, and then I'll try to remember mine.
Aaron Jones over 46.5 yards receiving tonight in the game. Troy plus 17.5 against Coastal Carolina. Under 222 in Atlanta, Washington. Chicago -1 against the Knicks. Golden State -5.5 against Memphis. The under 233.5 at -112 for Golden State and Memphis. And in hockey, I am taking St. Louis at home plus 115.
I'm taking the Packers and taking the I got 6.5 points, Sean. Is that right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm also on the NBA side. I'm nothing for me in college football or the NHL. On the NBA side, I am going to take the under in the Utah-Houston game. What was that number? 220, 212, something like that, Sean?
222.5.
Oh, 222.5. Yeah, I have them scoring 212. I'm sorry. I'm taking San Antonio money line for plus 215 to beat Dallas in Dallas. And then I'm going to go over the total in the Golden State Memphis game. And just for the spite of it all, I'm putting $5 on John Morant to score more than 26.5 points.
I mean, it makes sense.
He's probably going to have 27 like at halftime.
He probably will because he's been scoring a ton of points. Didn't have a great game yesterday. And he is a young guy, so he'll come back on the back-to-back and be fine. So
you're
probably right on this.
Yeah, of course I'm right. Yes.
Just end the show now. I said Rich is right.
Yeah. Hey, we can wrap it up forever. Hey, so if you like what you saw today, please follow us on Twitter, Facebook at not Racing Radar, Moneyline Madmen. On YouTube, give us a thumbs up and subscribe so that when we go live, you're notified. And then tonight, Sean and I will be on at Racing Radar TV on YouTube. We'll be with trainer Todd Fincher. Fincher, is that his name? Fincher with an R. Yes, sorry, Todd. He's one of the top. I think he is the top trainer at Zia Park.
Yep.
And they have a big card on Sunday afternoon on Halloween. So if you're going to do any horse racing betting, it's probably going to be the center of the horse racing universe come Sunday afternoon. He'll give us some details on how to win at Zia Park, which I'm kind of interested in hearing because it's not a track I do a lot of work on. Should be fun. Again, that's 9:30 Eastern time over on Horse Racing Radar TV on YouTube. That's it, Sean.
Okay. I'll see you tonight.
Fantastic. We'll see you tonight. As always, folks, we hope that all of your tickets are winners. Everybody have a fantastic Thursday night. Go rant. And what happened to the video at the end, Sean?